What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm here with the rad whip. Whoa, I almost dropped my phone. That would have been bad. Alright, what is up, everybody? It's a hot day in California, so I'm gonna try to do this really quick just because, again, it's really hot inside and I don't want to be here that long. Alright, so what we're gonna remove today is this silver piece of trim right here by the shifter. It's a very simple process, and I'm going to show you how to take this whole piece out so you can take that alone out and wrap it in carbon fiber. Let's do it. Alright, so what we're going to do is use some of these trim tools, and if you want to get your hands on some of these trim tools, click the link in my description, and I have the exact ones that I got in the description of this video, so make sure you check that out. And I'm going to look at one of the ones that you can pry. This one seems a little big, so I think I might just use this one. What I have to do is just pop this little piece out. So, let's see if we can do that. What I'm trying to do is find an opening. You know what? I'm gonna have to use this one actually. There you go. There you go. Very simple. And it just comes off. The cool thing about it is that you could probably just pull this out some way or another without fully messing it up. So to remove this centerpiece from the whole console, you have to actually push these pins in, if you can see right here. So yeah, you got these little pins right here. That honestly, you only need to get the ones that are holding on the black part. So as you see here, this one was on this black piece, which is holding on the rest of the thing. So if you could just get the ones that are holding on to the black harness, you should be good to go. So on this one, I'm gonna just bend these two and it should just come off. But you gotta be very careful because if you break it, you're screwed. So what we're going to do next is just get some alcohol wipes and wipe it down. I do use a lot of interior cleaning, so it's good to have a clean surface before you wrap any sort of carbon wrap on it, just so it gives it a good stick. So make sure you get your carbon fiber wrap and just measure it appropriately. So about like right there is good. What I also recommend is getting one of these heat guns. They come in handy like you wouldn't believe it. And what I'm gonna do right now is just plug it in, and I'll show you how I use it to perfect the carbon wrap. So I'm gonna peel out the carbon fiber and just place it on my piece as best as I can. There you go. You're gonna have a lot of residue, so be used to seeing that. Now, there are crinkles, don't worry, because you can fix that with a heat gun. What I'm trying to do here is just make sure it sticks on properly. Once you have it sticked on really good, you can just cut out the edges so you can have a good grip on it. So what I'm going to do now is get the heat gun and start to just get it placed. I like to crank it up, not all the way, just minimal, and on low, and then you'll see it just come together. So what I'm gonna start to do is just curve it back. That way it sticks onto the back end. You kind of want to take your time on this, because if you rush it, you will mess up, and that's the last thing you want, is to waste carbon because you got impatient, and it's kind of my fault. I get really impatient. So there you go. So we got the outer edges pretty well. Just gonna keep pressing on it because I want it to be a really good fitment. Now before you get started on the middle part, it's good to cut off the excess, because the moment you cut this in, these straps are going to be hanging out and sticking onto this, which causes more of a trouble. So we're going to go in and just trim out as much as we can, being very careful not to take out too much, because you do want the edges to stick on properly. So let's do that. Did here is basically we clean up the edges, that way nothing is crossing inward. That way when I cut this apart, I can just stretch all this out and it wouldn't cause any problem. So what I'm gonna do is try to melt it as much as I can, or heat it so it could just bend in a lot more. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it bends in a lot more. All right, so it's looking really good. It's almost there. And as you can tell, let me zoom in. It's coming in real good to make it a nice fitment. So what I'm gonna do right now is just heat gun these areas and use this trim tool to kind of just get in there and make sure it sticks on pretty nice. Over here, I'm not getting any wrinkles or creases at all. It is a clean wrap, which I'm really proud of. Which goes to show you how easy it is to do it. So what I'm gonna do now is just perfect it and make sure that the wrap stays on properly by just using the heat gun. So let's get to it. All right, well, there you have it. We officially vinyl carbon wrapped this piece of trim tool that goes into the center console of your shifter. So I'm pretty excited, and I'm gonna install it back and show you just some awesome shots of B-roll of how this looks like. All right, so we're gonna put back our piece, and it just goes back how it was. Let's make sure it's all pressed down properly. There you go, guys. Officially installed. Now that looks pretty dope, guys. Let's cut to the B-roll.